Hey, this is Anne Marie, the AntiHR HR lady, coming at you with a couple ways for you to know that your boss may be planning to fire you. First thing is, if your boss is always communicative and has been giving you a lot of key projects and assignments and all of a sudden they stop, that's a red flag. Another red flag is if all of a sudden your boss starts criticizing your work performance and nitpicking at your work, they may be planning to get rid of you. One of the key things that managers tend to do after they consult with HR about trying to get rid of an employee is they start trying to create a paper trail and documentation raising concerns about the person's performance. And so all of a sudden, a person who they've never complained about their performance, they'll start making comments about your performance. They'll nitpick everything you do because they're trying to create a trail so that they can try to get rid of you. The third thing is, if you know that you've gone to human resources and you've complained about any type of discrimination, hostile work environment, toxic work environment, harassment, bullying, and so on, and then your manager starts acting funny towards you, assume that human resources said something to your manager. I know that you'll go to HR and you'll raise these concerns and they'll assure you oftentimes that they're not going to say anything, but they do. The next way is if your boss comes to you and tries to put you on a performance improvement plan, they're planning to fire you. A lot of people still are convinced that performance improvement plans are supposed to be to help their performance. I just want to tell you, after 20 plus years in human resources, both overseeing it and managing it, if you get put on a performance improvement plan, 9 times out of 10, it's the final step before they terminate you. So those are 4 ways that you can know that you may be the target of a plan for termination. 1, you stop getting key projects and assignments and your manager is not communicating with you the way that they used to. 2, all of a sudden they start nitpicking and bringing up issues with your performance that they never brought up before or doesn't even really exist. They're trying to create a paper trail so that they can raise issues around your performance. 3, if you know that you went to HR recently and complained about your manager raising any concerns around discrimination, harassment, bullying, and so on, assume that HR told them and now they are trying to use the 2 things I just talked about to create a case for firing you. And 4, if you get put on a performance improvement plan, you should assume that they are planning to fire you. And one of the things that I will say is if you get put on a performance improvement plan, you got to act and you got to act quickly. You probably got 4 to 6 week window before they get rid of you. Maybe a little bit longer, but not longer than that. So if you've been planning to talk to me about issues at work, if you get put on a PIP, get on the horn right away because the termination is coming. One of the ways to head off a lot of the things that I just mentioned is by having effective documentation. If you have not been documenting your workplace from the time that you started work, that's a big mistake. Do not wait until things go wrong to be documenting about your workplace. You should be doing it from the very beginning. If you don't know how to do it, grab my documentation journal. It has prompts and definitions of different kinds of workplace issues that will help move you along and help you to document more effectively. And it's the perfect place. It's an e-digital journal. You can download it and start using it immediately. Please document. The other thing is, once you have effectively documented, you have to have a plan for how you are going to then clearly and effectively articulate your concerns to human resources. If you fail in this regard, all you do is make yourself a target and your problem is still not going to be solved. So those 3 things are critical. You got to recognize the discrimination. You definitely have to be documenting the bad behavior, and then you have to clearly articulate and communicate it to human resources. If you need help doing any of these things, I will be hosting a group masterclass that will teach you how to effectively request a separation from a discriminatory hostile work environment with severance without having to call a lawyer or do anything else. So if you're interested in learning how to do that, definitely subscribe to my website. I will be sending out information and opening up the wait list very, very soon, and I will first be sending it to subscribers to my website. So if you're interested in getting on to the group masterclass and getting in during the early registration, where there will be a special discount fee for getting into the class, get a subscription to my website, and get on the wait list as soon as I announce it by email. It will teach you everything you need to know that I teach my current clients one-to-one about recognizing, documenting, effectively communicating, and requesting a separation with severance from discriminatory hostile workplaces. I have helped countless people over the last 2 years follow the method that I followed myself. And I always want to tell more people how to do this because there's so many of us that are in really horrific workplaces and we feel stuck. We don't feel like there's anything that we can do. We feel like we don't have enough money to pay the lawyer, so we don't feel like we can do anything. And we stay longer than we should, and we put up with bad behavior that we should not. And I want all of you to know that you don't have to do that. So if you're interested, subscribe to my website, get on the wait list, join the masterclass, and learn how to get the hell out of these shitty work environments, not just on your own, but with the money that will give you the option to go do whatever you want to do with your life. This is Anne-Marie, the Anti-HR HR lady. Remember that human resources is not your enemy, but they're definitely not your friend. But I am. I'll see you in the next video.